Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
And Larry Cowan.
I'm crying.
Larry crying Cowan, is that what's going on over here?
Yep.
The bus is broke down. You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can go there, click the buttons, go to Apple, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. You can listen to us on the website. You can go to Podbean and follow us there as well if you just want to get weird. But anyway, go give us a like, follow, subscribe, find us, tell your friends about us. Do all that stuff. Yeah, it was a weird, strange, and magical in a bad way. Like, you know, magical doesn't always mean good.
It's black magic.
Yeah. And it was I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this week. Because I got some miracles that happened on some leagues, and then other leagues I got shellacked.
I love this week. This was a great week for me. I mean,
Wasn't a great week for Malik Neighbors.
no. There's actually quite a few injuries this week.
I have way too much Malik Neighbors.
And Lamar Jackson.
And
And
Lamar
Jackson, yeah.
Like I did good this week, but my weeks to come are going to look bad.
Yes, trying to.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the news then. So there's not actually a ton of news, except there is news. But the news that is not good.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. So Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. He is at donezo for the season. Hate to see that. You know, as soon as he went down, it was like you could tell it was not good. He already knew as well, and then Lamar with his hamstring was very strange. It just was like he was out there and then he was on the sideline. There was no trainers involved. It didn't seem like he didn't go to the blue tent, but they're saying it was a hamstring. You know, so we'll see
what it actually is. Yeah,
there's apparently a video out there of slow motion of the play that where they think it happened, where it shows something like popping or jumping, but you know, with AI these days, that could be fake as well. So we don't know.
it's hard to tell what anything's real anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You know, we're waiting news on bated breath for that. There's still 2 games yet to play tonight. You got both the Monday night games. So we're recording right before. I think one of them's getting ready to start here in about 10 minutes.
7:15. So
7:15. All right. But Bucky Irvin is Irvin? Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't know if it was Irwin for some reason.
Irving.
Yeah. But he's
The
having
crocodile hunter.
crikey,
Bucky.
Bucky Irwin, crikey. I'm sorry. Bucky had to get an MRI. They're not even telling us what he had an MRI on. Like it's unspecified what part of the body that he got an MRI on. They're being super secretive. So that seems a little odd to me and worrisome of that.
I know he left the game, but then he came right back out. I felt like it wasn't like that long of a off the field, but
yeah, I just don't know why they're being so secretive about it. That's the thing. Why? Okay, he's getting an MRI. What is he getting an MRI on? Wouldn't you like to know?
right.
Whoa. It's like, so that's a little scary. But yeah. And then, let's see, Taysom Hill. It's not huge news, but Taysom Hill back to practice, or going to be back to practice this week. So it could be interesting to see how they utilize him. Kellen Moore, we don't know what Kellen Moore is going to do because he's new this year, and Taysom's been hurt all season. So are they going to put him in at tight end? Is he going to run the ball? They're going to switch him in and out like they did with at quarterback, run a wildcat style with him, but he's gonna, if he's on the field, he's gonna steal touchdowns from people.
Yeah, all the people.
So everybody who has best ball who has him is like, thank God he's coming off an injury report. Everybody else is like, please, God, don't let Taysom Hill play.
Well, just know that if he comes in under center, he's going to run the ball. 85% of the time, he's going to run the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to steal reps from Juwan Johnson. He's going to steal reps from both the running backs, and he's going to steal reps from Spencer Rattler,
which might be a good thing.
Is he still available for dual eligibility in sleeper?
I have no idea. I don't know if they got it. I don't think. Actually, no. I don't think he's listed as a QB tight end. I think he's only listed as tight end now.
Is it only as a tight end or only as a QB?
Oh, I think it's only as a tight end.
But still, if you can plug him in a tight end and he gets those QB points,
that's the thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you get that option.
So I know there's other injuries and things going on, but there's nothing major yet. So there's going to be more news breaking regarding some things here in the next little while. The main ones obviously is Lamar and Bucky. See what's going on with those two. Also, McLaurin's still dealing with what he's dealing with, and so they're hopeful for him this week. But we'll get more information as the week goes. And then I think that's it on that. You got anything else you want to add to the news section of it all?
Cedric Tillman,
yes,
was injured.
God, yeah.
So was who's the other one for? Because Tillman's with the Browns.
Yes,
and then the one for the Steelers that left in the Calvin Austin.
Calvin Austin,
Calvin Austin
with a shoulder injury. He went. They actually took him to the ambulance.
Yes, that's right. He went. Yeah, and he was getting some work in that game. So.
Yeah, I got him a couple places, so that kind of hurts a little bit. Trying to think. I'm looking through an injury list now of people that.
Yeah,
I mean Joe Alt, which is
not big for your fantasy lineups, but he's big for the people in your fantasy lineups.
Yes, especially Justin Herbert.
Yeah, because Justin Herbert's been pressured a ton in these last 2 weeks because what happened was his all-pro left tackle went out, like I think week 1. So they're like, well, that's no big deal. We have Joe Alt to move to the other side.
Yeah.
And they moved Joe Alt from right tackle to left tackle, and now he's out.
He's got an ankle injury.
Yeah, and so they're weak at both tackles now, and it's showing on the stat sheet for your favorite receivers, except for Quentin Johnson.
Exactly. So apparently he's immune now. He went from not being able to catch to being the best fantasy receiver
he figured it out.
He's got it all figured out. He ran across a gypsy or something.
Yeah. But speaking of offensive line, the Ravens' offensive line is depleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as Cam Ward said, if we're being bucked, they ass.
That's about correct.
Yeah. And I mean, Lamar is under pressure. And he usually can deal with it well, except that no quarterback likes it in their face, and the teams are doing real good with holding the contain on the outside. So they're pushing him up in the pocket, and then he's just getting ate up by the tackles and linebackers there in the middle of the field. So
only other notable one I saw was Ricky Pearsall. He's got a knee injury he's dealing with right now. So,
and it's really affecting the run game with Derrick Henry too, which we'll talk about more in just a second. So, all right, if there's nothing else, we'll move on to a thing I like to call trending or ending. So this is the idea of this. Is this gonna? You guys tell me. Is this going to be a continuing trend, or is this going to come to an end and we're going to get what we're supposed to be getting? AJ Brown had one good game and no other good games, and we thought initially it was because they weren't doing a ton of passing, but they did a good passing, and he had 9 targets this last game.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how many receiving yards he got?
Not a lot.
7.
Wasn't that many?
7 receiving yards out of 9 targets. It's definitely not looking good. He's vague booking about if they don't want to listen, then you just quietly walk away, or some quote or something, trying to be zen, but also passive aggressive. So the feeling isn't good and all that. So I don't know, guys, is the AJ Brown as a top wide receiver for the Eagles going to trend back, or is it done?
I feel like he could figure it out at some point, right?
You would hope so.
Yeah, it's really tough because he is getting the work, like you said.
He's nuking people's lineups right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's still, you would like to think that he's still an elite wide receiver, so it's really tough. God, I really don't know which one to pick there.
Would you say that AJ Brown is somebody that people should go look to get?
If I can get him cheap, yeah, I'll take him.
What's cheap? Would you trade Tedero McMillan straight up for AJ Brown?
Yeah.
You would?
I would
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
I would. There's more upside, I think, in AJ Brown if it does hit than with Tedero.
I mean, if he straightens it out,
I mean,
I'll definitely take
my hiccup is with the Eagles in general. I don't really know what to feel. Nothing's good about that. I mean, I saw a stat today that Jalen attempted 8 passes in the second half of the game and none of them were caught. They had 0 passing yards in the entire second half of that game.
Wow.
So I mean, it's like he threw 15 completions all in the first half of the game. And the only benefactor
well, all
of that,
8 of them in the second half thrown to AJ Brown.
I think so. I guess I don't know. That's what I was looking to see if I could find like where the targets came from, first half, second half, whatever. But
Devontae's stat line wasn't very good either.
he had 2. He went 2 for 2 for like 29, I think.
but Goddard's was great.
Goddard was amazing.
Goddard killed it.
Yeah, 4 for 4 for 37 and 2 touchdowns. That's the Jalen Hurts stat line before the first half was. I want to say it was like it was 15 for 17, 15 for 16, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That sounds great.
And he finished it with 15 for 24, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, it's like I don't really know. Every week with the Eagles seems to be a new what the hell's going on here. It's a whole new I don't. This should be what the fuck, you know, like or what the hell. I don't really know. I mean, if like he said, if I can get AJ Brown pretty cheap, I feel
Michael Pittman straight up for AJ Brown.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
You'd rather have Pittman?
I'd have.
Not with the new look of Indiana's offense. I don't think I could do it because that's tough.
He's been like 14 points consistent a week, or 13.5 point PPR, 12.5 point. I'm not in enough half point PPRs to know exactly the point, but
he said no thank you.
He's like 15 a week no matter
Williams,
what.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's not getting utilized as much this year as he did last year.
That should be on trending or ending.
Yeah, that's definitely down this year from last year. So I mean, I'd take the shot on AJ Brown straight up.
Okay,
Jameson Williams.
All right, trending or ending the Rams defense. They look elite right now. I mean, they gave up a little bit of points this last week, but overall, they're a top end defense, and they are shutting down run games. For the most part, they were shutting down passing games for a large part. Like wide receivers against the Rams right now are not doing well. So, is this something that's going to continue in your estimation? I see you both looking it up. So y'all are trying to. You're like, I'm not familiar with your game.
Well, no, I know that going into this week, they were number 1 against the run. Like they had the best run defense. But they didn't have the best overall. Cleveland had the best overall defense.
Right.
They were second against the run and second against the pass. But we did say we wait and see how Daniel Jones would hold up against this stout Rams defense, and they did kind of set him back a little bit. They kind of rocked it up, and I mean I feel like
if Adonai Mitchell wouldn't have it was Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have dropped that freaking ball in the end zone.
Would have been a
whole different story. I mean, Daniel Jones still wouldn't have lit it up.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't have done as bad as
he would have forced Matthew Stafford to throw 62 more balls to Puka Nacua to get 3 more touchdowns.
I think Puka got 5 more targets, caught 5 more targets while we were just starting the podcast.
I personally feel that from sun up to sundown, all Matthew Stafford does is throw at Puka
Nacua catching 900 balls every game, trending or ending.
That's trending. It's
trending. Absolutely trending.
Till the end of time.
He's the McCaffrey of wide receivers in the sense of he's never off the field and he gets the ball and he gets all the work.
All the work.
Stafford is that gunslinger and he's deadly accurate. So he's going to pepper somebody. And he doesn't have that second option at this point.
Well, he's got Devontae Adams.
Which is like it's so weird. Like he'll throw to Devontae 62 times in a game too.
He just throws the ball a lot. Plus, Tutu Atwell even caught a long touchdown. So.
Tutu did catch that.
That was a beautiful throw. Yeah. I mean, he had 29 completions and 14 of them
say the Rams
went to Puka.
As a team.
How many targets did Adams have? Do you know?
This week he only had 6.
Only 6. Yeah, that was because he had like 9 11 and 9 or something.
Well,
8, 13, and 8, and then 6 this week. He was only
Stafford
6 this
can't
week.
throw every single ball to Puka, so there's going to be somebody. But
I don't
I'm just
know.
saying,
Hold up.
Because Puka's is averaging, I want to say he's averaging 12 or 13 a week.
That sounds low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds low. I'm talking about touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
But he's on pace to absolutely shatter the NFL record. He might, if he stays healthy, he may break the NFL record in receptions by week 13.
How many targets do you think he has right now, week 4?
Total?
Total targets.
All right, I think it's pretty high, so I'm going to guess, including, so we got 4 weeks.
I'm going to say 58.
52.
50.
Oh.
Okay.
But still.
But I was going off my average. I'm the one who just said I think he's averaging 13, so I did that math. That's 52.
His rookie year, in 17 games, he had 160 targets. He's already at a third of that.
Yeah.
And we're only 25%
How many
way through the
catches
season.
does he have?
42.
42 catches in 4 games. So he's averaging basically 10 catches a game, which means he's going to have 170. He's on pace for 170 catches.
If
Fucking.
How many did Cooper Kupp have
bonkers.
that season?
Similar to these numbers.
Well, the most it's ever been is in the NFL is 129, and that was Michael Thomas that year with Breeze, where he was the number 1 wide receiver, where he went absolutely nuclear. I would say that year with
number 1 slot receiver, though, right?
yeah. I would say that if I had to guess what, let me just throw a number out of what Kupp had. I'm gonna say Kupp probably had, I don't know, probably 125 that season.
That's pretty close. 145.
Well, then that was 149. Then
Yeah, he had 145
no, not
receptions.
129. I'm sorry. The record is 149.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait a minute, 129 doesn't seem. So yeah.
I know Cooper got close to the record when it happened, and he definitely was the leader.
He got
for the
within
season.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Triple Crown that year. So, all right, well, the Rams. So we're going to say we're just going to call the Rams as a whole. We think the team is trending, is going to keep going.
Yeah, no, they look a lot better than I thought they were going to coming into the season.
All right, Derrick Henry's shitty performances. Is he? I don't want to say it, but are we seeing the end? Are we seeing finally Father Time is catching Derrick Henry, and this could be down because he had the big run at the beginning of that game, and then I think he had like 38 yards the rest of that game. Does it have to do with the fact that Baltimore's losing and he's in so he don't get to run the clock out at the end of games?
I think that plays a part because that's his game,
part,
right?
yeah.
To run over people until they get tired of being ran over.
Yeah.
The second half is typically his sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's when Derrick Henry gets his mojo. And if they're not winning in the second half, he's
Yeah.
not going to see the ball as much. I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, it even shows in the snap percentage. Week 1, 57. Week 2, 61. Week 3, 49. Week 4, 39. I mean,
Yeah, so that's bad. That's trending bad.
yeah, it's definitely trending bad. I don't necessarily think that it's Henry per se
It's
as
that
much as the
offensive line.
offense. Yeah. I mean, and if you look at week 2, he played 61% of the snaps. He had 11 carries for 23 yards against Cleveland. That's insane. But then the very next week against Detroit went 12 for 50 and a touchdown, averaged over 4 yards a carry. This week he averaged over 5 yards a carry. I think his performance is still there. The Ravens are 10 steps behind where they need to be right now.
Yeah,
I mean, if we're
absolutely.
keeping it buck, they ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they are.
So I mean, that's what I don't necessarily feel that Henry is trending down or ending or whatever, but I think as far as fantasy is concerned, yes, I think he's ending.
Well,
if that make right now, I mean,
I don't think he is where he was 5 years ago.
oh
obviously.
yeah, no,
But I don't think he fell off of a cliff either. It's just that offense, and it's that offensive line. That's the problem. It may be trending, yes, I'll go with that, but I don't think it's his fault.
yeah.
All right. Well, Baker, you don't have your soundboard because we can't figure out how to charge it. The charging port's screwed up. But give me a sound as we go into top performers. Let's go.
Who did it? Go, yeah. Rock out with your cock out.
You said before you would just do your own sounds.
Yeah.
I'll give you an opportunity to do your own sounds.
Nailed it. I nailed it.
That was awkward, and I loved it.
It was. I felt good about it.
With
felt good.
4 teams yet to play, one game getting ready to kick off. So this is where all these top performers sit. Dak Prescott currently the QB1 on the week on that shootout last night.
And enough to be next week's QB1 too if you carry some of it over.
Yeah, that game was crazy, but it ended in a tie, 40-40. I want to say that's the highest scoring tie.
Second highest
scoring tie in NFL history.
So obviously that defense is not unbeatable.
No, it's not.
No. And we know Dallas's defense is, if we keep it a buck, they ass.
Yeah, they definitely ass.
I would say
that's my new thing. I'm going to beat that one in the ground.
They did keep Parsons pretty much at bay a lot of that game. They did pretty good at that doubling him up
until the end when it mattered most.
Yeah, when he come around.
The reason it ended in a tie is because Parsons caught Dak before he could run in the end zone.
Right by the ankles, man.
Yep. Matthew Stafford sitting there at number 2 on the week.
Just threw another pass to Puka Nacua.
Patrick Mahomes has been good this season. Thus far he's been the quarterback 6, quarterback 20, and now the quarterback 3. So he's kind of finding his way, and he had Worthy back this week and used Worthy a lot more than I thought. So
yeah.
Dak Prescott's counterpart in that game, Jordan Love, he is the QB4 on the week. We expected it. We called it. It was we definitely one of us had him as a smash of the week.
It was my smash.
Yeah,
how many points did he score so I can write it down?
My bad. 26.3. Josh Allen, QB5 on the week, looking nice out there, putting up almost 25 points. Drake May against if we keep it a buck, they ass Panthers. So
you need that sound effect.
Yeah,
you need to just rip that sound effect.
I'm gonna have to rip it and put it on the soundboard. Carson Wentz, even though he threw a couple key interceptions, he is the QB7 on the week. And Jackson Dart, young kid coming out of nowhere and absolutely taking the reins of that team. He is questionable, which is not surprising based on the fact that he ran the ball 10 times.
And he ran just like Scattaboo does. Like they were just diving into the defensive line, man.
Yeah. He was definitely not trying to dodge any hits.
No.
But
that's his game.
Yeah.
That's how he played at Ole Miss.
That's why Scattaboo likes him so much. Man. Yeah. Scattaboo's
because he ain't built like Cam Newton. And he ain't built like Scattaboo.
No.
But he is QB8 on the week. Jalen Hurts, despite not completing the pass in the second half, was a QB9 on the week. And Baker Mayfield rounds out the top 10. Your boy Michael Penix, we'll give him a shout out. He had a good game, threw for over 300 yards. He is QB11, had 2 passing touchdowns. So the Falcons do bounce back.
They made some adjustments for sure.
And as far as they as much as they bounce back on the good side, the Panthers bounce back on the bad side.
I thought it was so hilarious. It was like, I don't even know what I watched last week. The Panthers destroyed the Falcons.
I'm still not sure I didn't stumble into an alternate universe where the Panthers were good last week.
Yeah.
And the Falcons sucked terrible assholes.
There was like a tearing time in the Panther Stadium, and the game that it was in 3 other Earths away.
It's like
played.
when you get to travel back in time, but you can only do one thing, and that's what they want. I just want the Panthers to beat the Falcons. Game 3 of 2025.
Angels in the outfield.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they only get one game.
They only get one game. That's it.
All right, the running backs. Ashton Genty, welcome to the party.
Yes,
my guy.
Yes, finally. That was
138 rushing yards, 17 receiving yards, a rushing touchdown, 2 receiving touchdowns. They finally got him in the receiving game. It wasn't like he was getting sent a lot of targets, but the 2 that he got, they paid off. Josh Jacobs, he was a trade for in my estimation, because he hadn't, he's kind of a slow start, but he woke up in that shootout.
And Dyson all over him too, man.
Yeah, 29.7 fantasy points. Kenneth Gainwell, we probably should have talked about that. So, shout out to all of you who played with Warren in your lineup.
Yeah.
It would have been me if Baker wasn't blowing my phone up 20 minutes before the game started and going, Warren's out. And I'm nursing a hangover from hell and grabbing my phone. And then I'm trying to figure out how to operate sleeper while I'm still half drunk and half sleeping.
1:15 in the morning, I'm going through all my lineups and I see Jalen Warren sitting there and it says questionable. And I'm like, he plays at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Why do I not have a definite, And then I fall asleep. And then I woke up at like 8:22 and I look at my phone and the first notification, Jalen Warren's in your lineup and he's marked out. And I'm like, what the? I'm like going through, I got him in 4 lineups. I'm like trying to swap him out.
So you did all your swaps before you started texting?
You're damn right I did. 2 of those matches were against you. Of course I was going to do that.
Hey, I got lucky in the showdown slate for that game because I threw him in the captain spot.
Oh,
Right
Gainwell?
before the game started. I was like,
that
might
paid
as
off.
well take a shot.
That paid dividends, yeah.
It was only a 200-person tournament, but got 6th place, so I did pretty good.
Can't beat that. Yeah, he finished as the RB3 on the week. Justice Hill getting work after Baltimore got down, so Justice Hill basically stayed in and was their running back for basically the whole second half for the most part.
Essentially, yeah.
Then he showed up. Bijan as the RB5. Woody Marks, we're going to talk more about him later, but he's somebody that needs to be on your radar. He is the RB6 on the week. Amarian Hampton, also welcome to the show, big guy. With Najee being down, he was out there. He's the only really bright spot of that offense besides Quentin Johnson. Yeah. He had 128 rushing yards, had a rushing touchdown. Chris McCaffrey, of course, he's going to be here. Dude gets all the work. Bucky Irvin, despite getting hurt, still had a really good week, especially on the receiving side. He caught 5 balls for 102 yards. James Cook, he's still just looking like the best fantasy running back every week. Quinshon Judkins, I told you this dude has juice. He is explosive and electric. This dude is a potential league winner for people. So
speaking of the only thing they have on their offense going right now, the Browns. Oh man.
Travis Etienne. I would, if you told me Travis Etienne was going to be doing as well as he did, I would have told you you're crazy. But he's been the RB6, the RB12, RB18, and the RB12 again. Just looking great out there. Very solid, very consistent. Your guy, Javonte Williams, he's been the RB3, the RB4, the RB25, and then the RB13. Yeah. So he's somebody that you feel like you can count on. Jahmyr Gibbs doing what he does, the RB14. Saquon Barkley dropping down to 15. You'd like to see him a little bit higher, but at least he didn't kill you this week. So, all right, wide receivers. We talked about him earlier. Puka Nacua, absolute animal this season. He's been the wide receiver 7, 6, 8, and now 1 on the week. And he's mostly off of volume, but he did get a touchdown this week. George Pickens, we were wondering if he wasn't involved at the beginning of the game hardly at all. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the second half, they're like, "Hey, let's throw to George Pickens."
Yeah, let's see if he can do it.
You think that might work?
Yeah, and he did. He made one amazing catch. I mean, he just. There are certain catches that are made that only him and maybe 2 or 3 other players in the entire league can make. And that's what George Pickens brings to the table. He brings unbelievable body control and hands. But he's the current wide receiver 2 on the week. Romeo Doubs getting 3 touchdowns.
That's wild.
Yeah. He's the one that was like, I have him on my bench in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And you'll put him in your lineup next week and he'll see nothing.
And it'll be Matthew Golden next week.
He'll get 2 catches for 13 yards.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That dude, he's uncoverable, man. I don't know how they don't just throw every pass to Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, man, you want to talk about a play. That slant he hit and he took to the house for 88 yards, longest touchdown reception in international play history. Drake London finally getting back off on track, and it's crazy when his quarterback's on, he's on. But he's the wide receiver 6 in the week. We talk a lot about him, but Quentin Johnson, you talk about somebody who's been surprising. Wide receiver 2, wide receiver 18, wide receiver 24, wide receiver 7. So he's been somebody that you've been happy to have in your lineup for the most part. And I think right now, if I had to only pick one receiver on that team, he might be the one I pick.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be Ladd. But Emeka Buka, yeah, without Mike Evans there, he had 10 targets, caught 4. He only caught 4 of them, but it was 101 yards and a long touchdown.
One of them was beautiful.
Yeah,
right between the two defenders.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson started out strong. I thought he was going to have 100,000 points, and then they basically quit throwing to him after that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's when they started scoring, after they stopped throwing to him.
Well, I mean, they I thought he had a receiving touchdown. I guess he did not.
He did not.
Debo Samuel, without McLaurin there, he was the dude. He has the Devil's numbers. He caught 6 for 66 and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir, that one catch he made, that long touchdown, that was nice.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't know he
really
had
nice.
that in him.
Yeah.
But he is the wide receiver 12 in the week. Tutu Atwell, we talked about him, and only took one catch to get him there, but it was also an 88-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Roma Dunze has been so solid this year. He's been wide receiver 21, 4, 18, and 14. So he's been nice to have in your lineups as well. And Xavier Worthy coming back off injury, finishes as wide receiver 15 on the week. Like I said, he got a lot more work than I thought he was going to get. I think you can feel pretty safe throwing him in your lineup because he only played 60% of the snaps, but he was highly involved when he was out there. All right, tight ends. Dallas Goedert is currently the tight end 1 on the week. He had 2 touchdowns, and it was nice. It was nice having him in the lineup and him balling for you.
Yes, please.
Tyler Warren had 5 catches for 70 yards. He is the tight end 2. Kyle Pitts. He's having a solid season,
Outside of the Carolina game.
Yeah. Well, in the Minnesota game. I mean, he hasn't really lit up the scoreboard before this, but he's been getting the targets. He's had 8, 5, 6, and 5 on the targets. And this week he got the touchdown and he got some decent yards. So
I told you before the season started that players don't just lose their talent,
Yep. They just got to figure out how to be utilized the correct way.
Exactly.
This just in: Darren Waller, 14-yard catch. First one in the NFL in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got a 14-yard
I
touch.
hadn't got the notification yet.
It's
because I dropped Darren Waller everywhere I had him.
I picked him up in all my tight end premium leagues just in case.
Yeah.
So
Jake Tongs or Tudges or Tongues or whatever. He is the tight end 5 on the week, caught a touchdown. Tommy Trimble, we brought him up last week. We told you if you need him, you need to grab somebody, go get him. And he paid off. 5 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. In a terrible game by the Panthers, but at least he had a good game. Hunter Henry, 2 receptions, 39 yards, a touchdown. AJ Barner, 3 receptions, 32 yards, and a touchdown. And that's really all we should talk about. But tight ends. So there it is. There's your top performers. Now we're going to venture into the therapeutic part of the show as we fuck that guy. So we didn't pass any out. So I'll just kick it off with a quarterback. And this really isn't as much on him as it just is on, like, if Adonai Mitchell would have caught the ball. But Adonai Mitchell can't get on the list. So his quarterback's going to have to take the heat because he's been good this year. That's Daniel Jones. He's been a solid QB. His team's been solid. I think that they played well enough for me to think that they're a legit team that's going to be in most games. That they're not a paper, whatever. And like again, if Adonai Mitchell catches that ball, then it's a different game.
yes.
Or not catches it. If he doesn't throw it away out
Follows
of the
all the
back
way
end
through
zone.
the play, yeah.
But either way, you got to take the heat when you only put up 10 points at quarterback, and that's what you did, Daniel. So, Daniel Jones, fuck that guy. All
And
right.
I guess as far as taking heat when, you probably don't have to give it to him, but you should anyways. Justin Herbert, probably that O-line gradually falling apart.
the
on
O-line
you,
is part of it, yeah.
But, I mean, it's still,
And Ladd dropped some really nice passes. Like, he looked like Quentin Johnson out there.
Maybe they just pass it amongst the team, but 12 and a half points.
Well, throw Ladd McConkey in with it.
Ladd McConkey, you as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, Justin Herbert's been doing well, and it's just progressively getting worse. It was 28 points week 1, 19 points, 14 points, 12 points. Next week is going to be 10. At this rate, I'm not liking it. They need to quit passing the ball so much, start running it more. But I'm not coaching them either way. But to Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey.
Well, I'll give Ladd some heat. So Ladd's been the wide receiver 25, 52, 49, and 89. He has not been what we expected him to be where he's drafted. I was a little worried about him, especially after Keenan Allen came back, and it looks like those worries were well justified. But he had 6 targets, only caught 1 of them, and a couple of those drops were right in the breadbasket. So yeah, Lad can catch him.
Yep, both of you, Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey.
Fuck
those guys.
Let me throw Geno Smith in there because last week he made us believe that he might be usable this season.
Yeah. Well, the week before that, though, we were like, we shouldn't use Geno. And then he did good. We're like, hey, we can use Geno.
It looks like it's going to be that pattern. One game up, one game down.
I love patterns, man. These are my favorite. So play Geno next week.
That might be a good idea, actually.
Who's Geno playing next
Indianapolis.
week? Yeah, play Geno next week.
Yeah.
Because we just saw what Stafford just did to him.
He's just threw 2 more passes to Puka Nacua while we were talking right now.
All right, so yeah, Geno. You got any more besides Geno?
No.
All right, so to Geno.
Fuck that guy.
All right, I got a couple running backs for you. Derrick Henry and David Montgomery. Coincidentally, they were both were on my don'ts last week, but they also make this list because, even though I didn't think they were going to have great games, they were still supposed to have great games. So because that's what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
So they both had ass games. So especially Montgomery's was bad.
It was very, very bad.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But as for right now,
fuck those guys. And I got one more quarterback. Some people may say he doesn't belong on this list, but if you look at his stats for this year, he's doing pretty well. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he's a top 6 or 7 quarterback right
As it is right now, he's doing really well. 24, 16, 29, and this week 11.7.
Yeah, against a team they should have.
Yeah,
they should have definitely worked over. Max Crosby had this guy's number the whole freaking game.
He had that right tackle's number.
He was in his face half the game, it seemed like, but. You got to learn to deal with that and put up fantasy points, man.
They still got that dub though, didn't they?
They won.
Still got the dub.
Yeah, they still won. Yeah, but I just like you got to give me some fantasy points. This isn't good.
Can.
I mean, the Dunze worked out okay, but DJ Moore hasn't been nothing this season.
Yeah,
hardly.
DJ Moore should be on the. You know what, DJ Moore, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he doesn't even rate me on the list. I just go past him now. It's been there so long. But I mean, to Caleb Williams, and I guess I could tack it on with another Williams if you want to add Kyron Williams to this.
Yeah, Kyron Williams.
I had him on my list.
Oh, you got Kyron Williams?
Let him.
I'll let you do Kyron Williams. I'll go Caleb Williams here and say, hey, fuck that guy.
Yep, I did have Kyron Williams, but I also had another running back on there, Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, it doesn't look good for either of those running backs there in New England right now. So, but you got 4.6 points out of him.
Hey, the good news for them though is they don't need good running backs to be the Panthers.
But play both of them next week against the Panthers.
There you go.
I don't know. Do they play the Panthers next week?
New England played them this week.
Oh, they play Buffalo next week. Definitely play both of the running backs again.
I haven't looked at the splits, but I think it's about a 50-50 at this point, and neither one of them are showing out at all. Ramondre did give you one good game, I believe, 2 games ago or whatever it was, but
that was mostly on the pass catching side of it,
9 attempts for 38 yards ain't cutting it, bro.
No.
So Ramondre Stevenson.
Yep.
Fuck
those guys.
Those guys, all of them.
All right, I got a couple wide receivers for you. Jacoby Myers, you are supposed to be just your average wide receiver, which means you're supposed to be the wide receiver 20 to 24 every week, and you're not doing that.
Not even close.
And then AJ Brown, you're killing me. I traded for you in a league stupidly. I'm pretty sure I gave up, I don't remember what, I'm going to have to go back and look at what that trade was because I know I gave up somebody, I think it was like Michael Pittman or something. Yeah. Last week it seemed like a good deal. This week it seems like the stupidest thing anyone could ever do in the history of everything. But yeah,
all them hypotheticals you were asking earlier, all trades you made to get AJ Brown. Is that why you were asking this?
No, I gave up Tyreek Hill. I traded to get Zach Ertz and AJ Brown. I gave up Scatterboo and Tyreek Hill. That's a terrible. That was this is a redraft. It's in a redraft, but it's actually in a keeper. But I have all the running backs. So Scatterboo was just collecting dust on my bench. But
now AJ Brown can do that.
Well, he's going to have to, and I wish I could put Tyreek Hill in for him, but I can't.
Yeah, you don't have him either. So
no. So,
do you have enough guys where you can just bench AJ Brown?
That's a tough.
I'll
bench.
tell you.
Yeah, because
that's a tough.
I mean, it's a guy that
It's a
you
3
have to
wide
play if
receiver
you
league,
have
but
him.
in that league, I've got Deebo Samuel, so that'll be who's about to become my 3rd wide receiver in that league, because I can't deal with it. Him putting up 2.72 points in that league is absolute atrocity. So to Jacoby Myers and to AJ Brown, fuck those guys.
All right. What do you got left?
I got Jamison Williams and Devonta Smith, his
Let him
teammate.
have it.
Yeah.
Let him have it.
3.9 points for Devonta Smith. He had 2 receptions on 2 targets, which, I guess that's okay, but he's not getting
it's
the
only
targets.
okay if you get if one of those becomes a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he should be getting more receptions with A.J. Brown just basically blowing it like he is. So I think it's time to start throwing more to Devontae Smith. But either way, he ruined your fantasy game for this week. And
That's definitely true.
Jamison Williams got 8 targets for 2 receptions, 4.7 points total. That's way worse than Devontae Smith, in my opinion.
Yes.
But yeah, both of those guys.
Well, to Devonta Smith and to
Jamison Williams.
Jameson Williams.
Fuck those guys.
You got
All
any
right.
more?
So yeah, I got
You want to end then? Because you Pat, is this something you want to end the segment on?
yeah, kind of.
All right, let me just hit. Is it tight ends?
They're 2 tight ends.
Oh, I had
Are they
2
on
tight
that
ends
list?
Also.
They are. Where are your tight ends? Oh, they're your tight ends. No, they are not on that list.
Okay.
I actually had 3 tight ends.
Well, go ahead and run your tight ends. We'll make sure.
Let's see. Your tight ends are not on this list. Well, one of them you can have. Yeah, go. I'll leave it. My 2 tight ends are not on either of your lists.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
you clean your tight ends. I'll run all my tight ends. It's crazy that I thought I got all the tight ends and started getting catch hell. So
I got the combination of Harold Fanning and David Njoku.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Which
agree.
you got 3.5 points and 2.1 points. So you thought at least one of them's going to ball out, right?
I really did.
He
He was one of my smashes.
I've got Njoku in way too many leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, and I have Harold Fanning in surprisingly a few places. But yeah, that pretty much sucks. But this next guy, I think I had him as a streamer last week, and I apologize to everyone who heard that because it was Chigo Kwanko.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That offense is
0.9 points.
If we keep it a buck, that offense is ass.
yeah, and
How
that's
do you
not even
even-
our quote.
I want to know, how do you get 0.9 points? I guess in a half point.
Yeah, 4 yards,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
reception for 4 yards.
Yep. And a
I'm
half
so
point.
used
yeah.
to playing in full PPR
Yeah,
that I'm
it's
like,
like-
how does this even happen?
So
But
he caught
you can
one
still-
behind the line.
Yeah, because
and got
I can tell
negative
you-
1 yard.
I can tell you almost lost the game on some negative receiving yards, right?
But yeah, he ruined your lineup if you really needed tight end help. You lost this week, sorry.
All right. Well, to that group of tight ends, fuck those guys. All right, I'm going to hit these real quick. Zach Ertz, you're supposed to ball out. Oh, I have Ertz on this list twice. That's how pissed off I am at it. So yeah, Zach Ertz, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
T.J. Hawkinson. Fuck that guy. And Juwan Johnson. We were, a lot of us, you're supposed to be our savior for the season, all of us late round tight end guys, and you didn't do it this week. Fuck that guy.
Okay, and heartfelt. So beginning of the season, I one of my hard takes or whatever was saying that one
Hard
tight
Takes
end,
was the title of your your first sex tape. What's your title of your first sex tape?
the second one was Hard Gibbs was the second one. So it was more heartwarming. It was very more heartwarming. But I mean, I talked a lot about how excited I was about Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. And these 2 guys,
You've loved Freiermuth since day one. So.
I have him everywhere. I'm starting this guy in so many lineups, and now I'm about to put him. I'm putting them down. They're going to have to play the Sarah McLachlan
way out of
song
key.
and listen to the sad dogs and stuff because I'm done with both. They're not.
The
They're never going to make it on this list again, and unless he scores more than 2 points, I might put him on here. But do you know how many points Freiermuth put up last week?
0.
It's the same amount as all of us did. You know how many Jonnu put up? Barely more than that. You know how many Darnell Washington got?
He might be the sneaky bad.
Yeah.
Start
every
looking.
time Darnell Washington catches a ball, I'm like, you can't throw to O lineman.
It's insane. I've given up. I'm gonna drop him. I mean, I don't know what to do. It's nowhere near what I want to be. I'm just going to heartfelt put this out there and get it over with and done with and wash my whole soul of Freiermuth. As much as I want it to be good, it's just not going to happen.
Blame Aaron Rodgers.
He's the douchiest.
He's going to pick his guys. No matter where he's at, he's going to pick his guys. And Darnell
he
Washington.
loves Darnell Washington.
Yeah,
He does.
that might just be his
I
guy.
think it's because he just sees him every time anything happens. That dude is enormous.
He is. He's
There
a
was
giant.
3 people hanging off of him as he pushed
I
forward.
want to see Darnell Washington next to Kenneth Gainwell.
No. That would be hilarious.
Listen, he is a giant freak athlete.
Darnell Washington
The problem
could
is,
pick Kenneth Gainwell up with the ball, and then he can run
Yeah,
with Kenneth Gainwell as a ball. And as he started getting tackled, he could then throw Kenneth Gainwell forward.
and hold on to the ball. Just palm the ball.
No, he could palm Kenneth Gainwell.
That dude, he is definitely enormous, and it's
I loved Daryl. I don't watch a lot of college football, but my family, a lot of my family are Georgia fans, and so I saw when Washington was in, and I'm watching this guy, and he was utilized a lot in the passing game at Georgia, and I'm like, I want that dude on the Panthers. And then when he gets to the league, everybody's like, well, he's so big, they're just going to mainly use him as a blocking tight end.
He's great at blocking.
He's great at blocking.
Yeah.
He's also pretty good at catching.
And running, because even if he's slow, it doesn't matter because he literally runs over people.
Well, you can try. Look, you can have the same effect on a brick wall if you take a Maserati at 150 or a dump truck at 65.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
so-
And he's not slow, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's
no,
really not.
I'm
For
just
his
saying,
size.
His combine, he was a freak athlete, man. He was great. And he's made one-handed grabs at Georgia. So the guy's got the skill. It's just he's so good at blocking, no one wanted to use him in that way.
Next week, Warren's going to be benched because clearly Aaron Rodgers loves Gainwell.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then so you're going to look over on the sideline, and Warren and frickin' Freiermuth are going to be over there playing frickin' gin rummy while Washington and Gainwell are out getting all the yards.
They'll just do like they did Freiermuth this week and have him out there blocking for special teams and stuff. I mean, Freiermuth was out there on the line blocking while they were kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, there you go.
Yep. So Freiermuth
and the Pittsburgh Steelers, all of them,
Fuck
those guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's bust into some toast or roast. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and kick off with saying that my quarterback and my running back smashes of the week are both playing tonight. So we'll have to toast or roast me on
Who's
those
your quarterback?
Knicks.
Okay, that game starts later.
And Brees Hall's my running back.
Well, he's got 2 carries for 11 yards and 1 reception for 5 yards thus far in the game.
Smash.
So, smash.
All right. My don'ts were, I said, don't play T. Higgins at Denver. He put up 2 points. So that is a.
They haven't played yet.
Oh, well, he's going to put up 2 points at Denver.
You remember when I said something about traveling to the future, but you can only see one thing?
I don't know what I was looking at then. I know. I must have looked at Jaden Higgins or something.
Yeah, it might have been.
I was just scrolling through Higgins. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a victory lap.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to happen. I'm not going to argue with it at all. But
Remember, I just literally looked at the fucking Denver quarterback playing against Cincinnati, and I was like, fucking idiot.
That's fucking hilarious. He's going to put up 2 yards. Trust me.
Anyway, Baker convinced me to put Montgomery on here, and I'm glad he did. David Montgomery put up 1.2 fantasy points. So,
yeah.
and I didn't have a third official don't. So, Derrick Henry was not a don't. Derrick Henry was, I'm concerned, and my concerns were accurate, even though I did keep him in a lineup. I wish I didn't, but you can't never tell. So, just moving forward, if a running back's playing against the Chiefs, you may want to be concerned about it because he only put up 6.8. But I'm not going to take anything for that. So.
But Justice Hill put up like 69,000 points against him.
Yeah, on receiving.
Hey, you know what's funny about that list is I got a notification from DraftKings. You know how after the week's over, they'll give you like, this guy was your top scorer.
Oh, yeah.
They sent me a notification that said David Montgomery was your top scorer of the week.
Last week?
No, today.
Oh, today?
Wow, how bad was that lineup?
I know. I was like, damn. I got like 5 points total.
No, he had one. Yeah, that lineup, like, would you have all zeros and then 1.2?
That's
I was like, I don't even remember putting him in a lineup. Like,
Over
where
here,
the
like,
fuck did this come from?
Why do I still have $17,000 left after I filled my whole lineup out?
Hell, 17,000. Shit, you'd have 40,000. All right. Well, how'd you do on your bottoms?
I did all right, I guess. I spoke to Kendre Miller, and I guess I talked it up more than I wanted to. But it was against the Bills' defense. I'm telling you, the Bills are my team, but their defense be sucking.
Their run defense, for sure.
It definitely
If we keep it a
sucks.
buck, they ass.
That's it. So he got you 12.5 points and a half-point PPR.
That's a good smash there. I mean, a good bottom.
Yeah, I mean,
that is a true power bottom.
And if you already got him now, here's the glorious part. If they continue this usage, you've got him forever. You know, like he's not going to get you 12, I don't think, forever and ever. But I mean, the touchdown definitely helped, and his usage definitely went up. So
yeah, we finally seen some usage out of him after being injured and in the doghouse for 20 years.
Forever and ever. And then I said Jalen Lane, and then I said, or Luke McCaffrey. You mentioned McCaffrey would probably be your better pick. I went with Lane. Either way, Lane got you 2.8. McCaffrey got the touchdown, 9.1. So it's not great for Lane.
This one's actually for me. You can have the cheer for David Montgomery, and I'll take the one.
See, there we go. Yeah. See? And then I going to say go get tight end Aronde Gadsden. And, I mean, it wasn't great this week. I still feel like if you did get him, it's going to be a good hold. Give it another week because that offense, the whole offense collectively was rough.
But yeah,
so,
that O-line, they ass.
Yeah, if we're going to be buck, they ass.
They are using him, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Gadsden, he got 2 targets. He caught both of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, Omari and Hampton had a big week this week. I hope they start shifting a little more to the run game and then using the tight ends out there for the dump offs and all that stuff. So hopefully it'll pay off better end, but this week it wasn't that great for you, but still.
That was it?
That's the bottoms.
All right, well, kick off on your smashes. How'd those do?
Jordan Love.
Oh, good. Just enough said. Who's your running back smash?
Alvin Kamara was not a smash. Like I said, it kind of played part on the fact they gave Kendre Miller so much work, but still, he got you 9.2 points.
Yeah,
it's not the worst, but
you get them both.
Yeah, I mean, you were going to play him anyways if you had him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, but he did average. He should have got the touchdown, but whatever. And then Quentin Johnston. I wasn't happy about saying it, but eventually we got to cross the bridge, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's where I'm at with it. He got you 19.8 points. That's a pretty good week.
We're hitting our stride right now.
And then Njoku.
Oh, never mind. We're not hitting our stride anymore.
Yeah, 2.1 points this week. I'm just glad I didn't smash on Freiermuth, but I figured it was going to be Njoku or Henning, but I didn't know that, Flacco might not be high-powered anymore.
No, he is definitely not.
He hasn't been since 2012.
Yeah.
It was a very, 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 very bad game for all of it.
Yes.
So, yeah. But, yeah, that's my smashes.
All right. Well, like I said, my quarterback, my running back, running back's currently playing, quarterback playing later. My wide receiver smash this week was Drake London versus Washington.
It's a smash.
He put up 21 fantasy points, so it was a smash. And then my tight end smash for this week was Hunter Henry. 10.9. I'm going to call that a smash. But I don't get the whole cut. I'll just give it a half cut. So, yeah. So I feel pretty good about that. So there it is. Let's roll into you got anything you want to add to the smashes and passes or
I got some ballers we could talk about.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, hold on. Because we gotta hit the
holla.
Nope. I want to figure these buttons out at some point.
That song makes me feel like 15 again,
I
man.
know.
There's nothing more.
I want to go back
in
to
my
high
core.
school
I know.
every time
Tell
I
me,
hear it.
There's few songs in this world that if I'm driving down the road and I don't care what kind of mood I'm in. I don't care who's in the vehicle with me.
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't matter.
Boom, on, volume up, let's go.
I wore that
It
CD
does.
out when I was a kid.
I did as well, man. It takes me fully all the way back.
So talk to me about them ballers and shot callers you got.
It was ups and downs. I will say that my running back Dobbins hasn't played yet, so we'll just consider that a smash.
It's a smash. He did good. We're just I think he got like 68 points, right?
Yeah. Way to go,
right.
Dobbins. And Brees Hall. So.
Yeah, Brees Hall. He's working towards it. He's working towards it.
Carson Wentz was my baller for the
he
quarterback
did good
position.
enough. He balled for fantasy, not for real life. But
it all happened in the last few minutes of the game, but it worked out. Marion Hampton was my running back.
That was a big smash there. That was a big baller.
All right, that'll be the last round of applause I get. My wide receiver was Nico Collins.
You know what? That's crazy you say that because I was watching Red Zone, and it's like every time they went to the Texans and they threw the ball, Nico made a catch.
Yeah.
That was all the passes he threw.
Yeah,
was just the
it.
3 to Nico. That was it. And they beat the Tennessee Titans 30-0 or something. So
didn't need it.
Yeah.
I thought the Titans could put up somewhat of a battle, but no.
Woody Marks out there.
Yeah.
9.9 points. Yeah, that's not a baller.
Nah, but I would. He didn't kill you, so you don't get the. Yes, what you get.
Yeah. The last one, I wouldn't say that it killed you for tight end, but it was not great at all. I think he was on FTG, so yeah, I will say that. It was TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
5.9 points. Yeah. It's not gonna help
that kills
win.
you. Not at all. Not at all. It would have been good if he was a Baker's bottom. That's the only way you get away with that score.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from that, let's roll into some waivers. All right. So, did y'all come up with waivers, or you want me to just throw what I got out? We can talk about it.
You can throw what you got out, and I'll throw in any names that I got that you don't have. So
I'll go ahead and kick it off. My number one top waiver wire ad of the week is Woody Marks. He's only in 31.7% of the leagues. We've been talking about him. We've been telling you to stash him. So hopefully you've done that. I've done that because it looks like he's about to push Chubb out. I don't expect it to be a full takeover, but he was good this week. And he definitely has the juice for them. So Kenneth Gainwell, as you know, I don't expect him to be the starter. Warren is pretty good this year as well, but Gainwell's before even this week he was getting a lot of work. He was he's kind of like a lower end flex play in some deeper leagues. And then again, obviously Caleb Johnson's not doing shit for them. So Gainwell is somebody, especially if you have Warren, you definitely want to try to have him on your roster. Ollie Gordon is, and he plays tonight, but he got a lot of usage last week, and I'm expecting him to get a lot of usage tonight. He is the thunder to lightning of Devon Achane, and if Achane goes down, Ollie Gordon could absolutely see a ton of work.
Yes.
So those are the 4 running backs. These are 4 people that I think you should stash in no particular order. Monungai for the Bears. Their run game is like Swift is not dominating. Roshan Johnson is not even involved in it. Monungai is getting a little bit of work, and he just looks different out there.
He was out there a lot, even in like pass blocking and stuff like that. I think they're working him in a lot more.
Yeah,
because he got 4 carries this week, but I really think Monungai's working his way into that offense.
We're talking about him in the way we were talking about Woody Marks 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, Kendre Miller, Baker brought him up already. There's somebody that you need to definitely have on your rosters. These are just guys that they're younger. They're going to be possibly taking the jobs of these older guys, and even if not, they're good handcuffs to have. Brashard Smith with Kansas City. Yeah. He's being used a lot in the past game. He was used a lot more last night than he had been, or yesterday than he had been being used. So he's somebody you definitely want to stash. And then Chris Rodriguez. Krosky Merritt is not taking that job. He hasn't looked great, and Chris Rodriguez looks like right now he might have the lion's share. I still think it's a 3-headed monster in that backfield, but I think Chris Rodriguez is somebody that you can play in a deeper flex league and still be okay. So he's somebody I would stash, and I would be still willing to throw in a lineup. So anything you guys want to add to any of those running backs I just threw out there?
That backfield for Washington is not inspiring any kind of confidence at all for me.
No, but it's definitely a backfield that if you invest in the right one at some point when they get it figured out, you could luck into a decent flex back.
Maybe,
forward.
yeah, but it may.
But I'm not looking to start any of them.
The right one on the right week.
Yeah, but I mean, Chris Rodriguez 2 weeks in a row has gotten a fair amount of usage.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just, you got a bunch of UDFAs and late round guys out there. So
I expect that they may try to trade, and if they trade for a bigger name, then all of this is moot. But until they do, we're going to try to. That's moot. You're right. It's not mute.
It's moot.
It's moot. Until they do trade or sign a bigger name, then this is what it's going to be. What you were going to say something?
The only other two I've got two that kind of watched had an increased role this last week and could pay off anyways. Justice Hill for the Ravens in the last 2 weeks has increased from 39 and then went to 51 and 59% in the last 2 weeks. He was RB4 this week, and that was on the shoulder of 5 catches, 41 yards in the touchdown, and he had a rushing touchdown. So, I mean, he had a big week this week, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at him because he's at the top of everything. But he does have increased usage. We don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Cooper Rush thinks about the backup running back. These are people that practice together, and it could be a shared situation where Justice Hill's trusted more.
Well, if they're going to be playing from behind, you definitely want to have Justice Hill because Derrick Henry does not get utilized in the 2-minute drill or the third down stuff for the most part.
He definitely ain't running up the middle with that O-line.
And then the only other one I'm looking at, Xavier Scott. He got increased usage this week, and especially in the pass game and everything from Minnesota. They were running him out like Aaron Jones on a couple go routes and stuff like that. So he's just somebody to watch. You may not want to jump on him.
Well, Jordan Mason is not going to be involved in the pass game. So again, if you're in the 2-minute situation and the game script dictates where they're playing from behind, Xavier Scott is going to be out there. The problem is when we expect Aaron Jones to be back. Yeah. And when Aaron Jones comes back, then he's going to go back to being irrelevant. But you might get a couple okay starts out of him.
They take advantage if you can. Yeah.
All right, some wide receivers. My number one wide receiver ad for the week is Ayumanner. He still isn't. Well, I would say it's a tie between him and Wan'Dale Robinson. Ayumanner is only owned in 39% of leagues. Wan'Dale is only owned in 43% of leagues. So, Ayumanner is a big play. He's not going to get a ton of targets, and he's not going to get a ton of quality targets. But he's getting the red zone targets. He's catching touchdowns almost weekly now. On a well, I guess he didn't catch a touchdown this week because they didn't score one. But he's somebody I think that Cam Ward prefers. And then on the other side is Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale, I don't expect him to take Malik Neighbors' role. I don't know who's going to do that. That's not really Wan'Dale Robinson's style, but he could take those targets. Yeah. And they could go to a shorter, more condensed passing game. And if so, Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be the beneficiary of that. So he could turn into a very bargain freaking Amon-Ra St. Brown as far as the type of routes he could run. And then Romeo Doubs, I don't know if this was I like Romeo. My name is Jordan Love, and this is the guy I want to throw the ball to type move, or if it was just a lucky week for Romeo Doubs. But if it's the beginning of something special, then you need to try to get on the ground floor. Yep. And
for that reason, I would actually throw Matthew Golden on the bench if you have.
He should definitely be on your bench. And then another thing you need to keep in mind is Christian Watson should be coming back this week. He'll probably get injured 5 minutes after he shows up to practice. But if he doesn't, he's a perspective ad. I wouldn't put him in the lineup.
Yeah. If Christian Watson and Jaden Reed come back, then
it's Jaden Reed. Yeah.
Jaden
Reed.
What did I say?
No, I'm just saying for me it would be Jaden Reed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I would definitely.
I'm just saying if they're all back, like those guys are all interchangeable in my opinion. So you're not going to know who to throw out on what week.
I think if Jaden Reed's there and healthy, he's to me always out of that room the starter just because he's the most. I think he's the most talented of all of them. And they seem to want, and he's the highest paid. They gave him a contract too. So that would be my choice. But again, he's injury prone as well. So
Speaking of highest paid and gave him a contract, Darius Slayton for the Giants now kind of gets a little more interesting at 5% owned. And he does kind of do a little more of that field stretching.
He's an outside guy.
So there's a chance he might be increased a little bit more. I don't know how far Jackson Dart is or accurate as far as the down the field stuff.
Yeah, he's got an arm. I mean,
yeah.
So we could see an increase. Darius Slayton's on my list as well.
Okay,
as far as
and then the last one I have is again Coker with the Panthers. He should be coming back this week. He should go right into being the wide receiver too. You're on a shitty offense. He's not somebody I'm going to throw into my lineup, but I definitely would like to get him on my bench, see if he is going to be utilized like he was at the end of last year. And if he is, then you may have somebody you can play on some of these bye weeks. And if he isn't, then you just drop him and go pick up somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, and I've got another one. I hate it, but he's got to buy this next week, so don't worry about getting him now. But Olamide Zaccheaus, he just keeps getting targets, man. Like,
it's so
I mean,
weird.
Dude's averaging like 6 targets a game, and I mean, he's putting up 6, 8, 6 point. It's not a. But if you need a flex, like an emergency flex play or something, I mean, and he's on your waivers.
But it's a name that if you see him on your bench, you're just depressed.
Oh yeah, you're like, I don't want to put this guy in the lineup.
Dude,
yeah.
Why is he on my team?
I'm in dynasty leagues where people put him on the trade block, and I'm just like, I don't want that guy.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And honorable mention, just in case if there is anything truly going on with Bucky and he's going to miss time, Rashad White's an ad.
Absolutely,
definite ad.
Yes,
just because it just popped in my head.
Yeah, because he'll be the starting running back.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, he's not going to be
good.
And
also, the guy that I dropped in the freaking 32-man league, the third running back there. I can't believe I'm brain farting.
Sean Tucker.
Thank you, Sean Tucker. Bucky, if there is something going on with Bucky, and he's going to miss time. Sean Tucker is somebody you should throw on your bench.
Yes. I was wanting to say Trey Tucker, and I was like, that's not right.
I wasn't even in the realm. At least you're on a Tucker.
Yeah.
If you'd have said Trey Tucker, I'd have known it was Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
But
I should just throw it out next time.
Just throw it out. Maybe it'll trigger something in my stupid head.
I got one more guy to add to fuck that guy.
Oh God.
Braylon Allen.
Did he get a touchdown?
No, he fumbled at the end zone, so or he fumbled right at the 2-yard
That's
line.
because they should have given it to Brees.
And they turned it over, and the Dolphins just marched their way back down the field. So
all right. Well, there's the waivers. Let's hit on some streamers of the week. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off my quarterback streamer of the week. Jackson Dart, the rookie, is playing the New Orleans Saints, but they're playing in New Orleans. So he's going to – they weren't on the road this week, were they? Actually, I think they were, but –
No, I think they were home, right?
I can't remember.
Were they?
But either way, he got the win this week. Dude's got moxie. He's got swag. He's got his best friend, freaking Scattaboo next to him, and they're trying to change the culture up there in New York. So
I think they can do it too, man. It sucks that Malik is out, but you have 2 potential superstars that are rookies right now.
Who got touchdown?
Darren Waller.
Are you serious? Are you fucking serious right now?
Yep, Darren Waller, 4-yard touchdown.
This is so stupid.
He's vulturing my Devon Achane touchdown.
He's vulturing. Wait a minute. Who do I have? Waddle. I have Waddle in the league. He's vulturing my Waddle touchdown.
Yeah, this gold to me.
At least it was a passing. I have way too much Tua
in my DFS. Yeah, he was only $6,000 as a captain. I was like, got to take that shot.
Yeah, that's true.
I have Tua in way too many leagues in Dynasty, so it does. As long as it's a passing touchdown, I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm counting on Tua in the leagues that I have Achane. Stacked them.
But yeah, I think Jackson Dart at New Orleans is going to have another good week, and we know that he'll use his legs. So that's always a good thing when you have a quarterback, because even if he has a shit week, he can save himself by getting 40 yards, because 40 yards rushing. It's 4 points. That's equivalent to 100 yards of passing.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, there's my quarterback streamer, Baker. What do you got?
My quarterback streamer, and it's going to sound really bad because we know their defense is really good, but if you look at the quarterbacks that have played against them, the running backs have done nothing, but the quarterbacks have still done pretty
I love the
decent.
fact that you're like, here's my quarterback. Yeah. I know it's going to sound
just be
stupid.
ready.
It's going to be dumb.
Don't worry.
Here's why it's not dumb.
Carson Wentz against the Browns this next week.
Fantasy-wise, it's not. I mean, it's fine. He's going to throw the ball.
Games,
yeah, but it's you think they're playing against the Browns, and you're like, no, it's
because they're playing the Browns.
They're playing the Browns this next week. So
that is dumb.
But I mean, like all the fantasy quarterbacks so far this year, the fantasy quarterbacks have done decent. It's been like 15 to 17 points, and now they are better quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong at that.
Right.
I mean, some of them are, but it's like there's still a chance for him to do well. But I would hold your breath on Mason and, a lot of that backfield because.
And there is a chance, even though Baker made a good point, but there is a chance that McCarthy comes back.
Yeah, JJ comes back.
But Baker's like, oh, you're going to bring McCarthy back his first week off of his, quote,
allegedly
injury and throw him against Cleveland.
Yeah, have Myles Garrett out there in his face. Yeah, that's
So
They were saying during the game, though, that he's only going to start practicing with the practice squad guys this week.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, okay.
I doubt he'll be back this week.
okay.
Yeah, so
I hadn't heard anything to go one way or the other. I just was like,
I just heard that he was trying to get back last week, and he couldn't get back last week, and that they're hoping, that he could get back this week. So,
yeah.
They
but-
may not want him back. To tell you
That's
the
what I'm saying. If he's, they're definitely not going to put him back out against the
if
Browns.
Wentz is going to throw going to throw picks in the end zone to lose games. I mean, McCarthy can do that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Who's your quarterback streamer, Bus?
I got one way worse than that, man. This does not inspire any confidence at all.
Yeah, I love that we're like, hey guys, here's some streamers, but they're horrible.
They're not good.
That's the kind of week it is, man.
I feel good about mine.
Well, yeah, I'd feel much better with those two guys.
Oh god.
But the only thing left is Cooper Rush.
Oh god, yeah, I am
Which
not.
he has been decent when he was with Dallas in relief. But that old line is
we
so
don't
bad.
know for sure that Lamar's not playing. But if Lamar doesn't play.
he
Yeah, if
comes
Lamar
back.
doesn't play.
Because there's not much left to pick from. So if you're in a desperate situation, you can throw Cooper Rush out there and see what he does. He might actually move his legs a little bit. You never know. But he's 0% on. Like, it's
As he
desperation.
should be.
Yeah.
I'll throw a couple more out there. I don't know who they're playing, but I mean, Geno's playing, is only owned in 40% of leagues. Tua is only owned in 25% of leagues. Sam
Dang,
Darnold's
really?
supposedly only owned in 18%
I
of
skipped
leagues.
right over those guys because I figured they were all owned way
Yeah.
too much.
I would not
Damn.
play Bryce Young. Carson Wentz. I'd play Sam Darnold's probably the one that I'm looking at here over most of those other guys besides Jackson
Darnold's playing the Buccaneers. Definitely grab him there.
Yeah, Darnold. And then Browning, but I don't want nothing to do with Browning. So
Yeah, and let's see who Tua's playing next week.
I
Tua
can't
plays
believe
the
Tua
Panthers
is
next week.
25%.
yeah,
off.
Tua's playing the Panthers next week. So
Geno is playing the Colts. That's here or there.
yeah.
It should be a Geno week though. We talked about it earlier.
Geno's
Yeah,
owned in 40%
yeah,
leagues, so
exactly.
he may not he may not be available, but still, these are some guys that may be on your waivers you can snatch up.
I looked at Bryce Young because they're playing the Panthers, and I was like, well, maybe, but
Well, after y'all's quarterback
Or they're
streamers,
playing the
I hate to
Dolphins.
see what the tight ends here.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go ahead and kick mine off. My tight end streamer of the week is Brenton Strange for Kansas City. And yeah, Kansas City's defense is good, but Brenton Strange is the target and receptions leader currently for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so, if you're streaming a tight end, you just want volume, and I think you can count on that with
Yeah.
Brenton Strange.
I
So.
love Brenton Strange, man. I love every Penn State tight end, man. They produce great tight ends. So
They do.
Yeah, I've been
not
on
like
Brenton
Iowa
Strange.
though. They're not on Iowa's level yet.
they're not far behind. If you really look at who they've put into the league recently, they are not far behind.
Yeah, I guess Tyler Warren being the top of that list.
Yeah. And I've got one coming up, so we'll talk about
All
it.
right, who's your streamer? What happened?
oh,
now?
nothing. It's me. I never hit accept on my lineup before the game because
Oh my God! You didn't hit accept on your DFS
That's
lineup.
twice. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Oh my
Oh,
God! Just delete it.
I just deleted it. It's
because
gone.
you
I
don't want to
even
be able
wanna
to go back and look
No,
at it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But anywho, streaming tight
depressing.
end, AJ
You were so
Barner.
happy a second ago too.
Yeah.
AJ Barner for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Increasingly, I mean, Arroyo as well. Like it's hard. They're both getting pretty even targets. They're both young, up and coming tight ends. Sam Darnold's gonna eventually side with one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, AJ Barner's getting the red zone targets.
yeah, I like AJ Barner. I like what's working there. I think it's in a good motion. And right now you can get it pretty cheap. It should be a good matchup. I'm going all in on AJ Barner as far as picking up streaming this week.
All right, who's your Penn State tight end then?
Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
This might be the third week in a row you've picked Theo Johnson.
Did I pick him last week?
I don't know if
I
you
don't
did or not.
remember.
Oh, I love Theo Johnson though. But
That spin this week on that little shovel pass he got, and then the spin as he was getting tackled into the end zone. That was nice.
listen,
You
Jackson
know what
Dart.
spin didn't work though? There's somebody who hit
Oh, that was Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden hit that spin and got laid the fuck out.
on the punt return.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And it was a completely needless, useless.
That's
spin.
why I thought it was so hilarious. There, all these people from in the Dallas or Green Bay rushed the field. Oh man,
Yeah.
it was
I'm
hilarious.
sitting here. I'm like, that's when you accidentally hit the circle on when you're playing
Yep,
Madden.
that's exactly what happened.
Anyway, Theo Johnson.
Yeah, Theo Johnson, second year tight end. He's going to have a breakout at some point because he's just that good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart is going to pick a favorite target in this offense, so it's going to happen at some point. He's only 6% on. It's a good guy to take a shot on.
Yeah, another one you can probably grab is Dalton Schultz. He's not going to get you a ton of points, but he shouldn't goose you. He generally gets work, so somebody else you might want to grab. All right, my defensive streamer, and I don't know why they're such low owned, because we talked about how good the defense is, but apparently the Cleveland Browns defense is only owned by 4.8% of leagues, but they're playing Minnesota. And I don't care if it's Carson Wentz or McCarthy. They are going to both throw interceptions.
Yep.
So I'll take that all day, and hopefully Miles Garrett will get a couple sacks on top of it. So
He definitely
Brees
will.
just had a 22-yard run.
He did.
So hey, that means that my smash of the week paid off. I'm calling it right now.
Already. It's already paying off.
All right, so the Cleveland Browns versus Minnesota at home versus Minnesota. Who's your defense there, Baker?
My defense of the week, I'm going to look see what they scored so far this season, but my defense of the week this week streaming is the Texans.
They got a fairly solid defense.
They did.
For sure.
I mean, they did good this week, but they played against Tennessee, so it doesn't really matter. But they got a nice matchup next week. They are playing against Baltimore. Oh, never mind. That's not a nice matchup at all. Well, if Lamar doesn't start, it could be a very good matchup.
Considering how
That's
bad that O-line is, I think
That's-
that's pretty good.
so-
Going against my streaming quarterback, They're
So
probably
yeah, I
going to
think
sack the shit out of him like 10 times.
definitely if Cooper Rush starts, this is definitely somebody to grab.
I
And
expect to see Cooper Rush moving, though. He's
Yeah.
going to have to save his life.
It's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to get out of the pocket and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll just lean on Justice Hill, and Justice Hill's going to win the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And who's your streamer of the week?
Well, speaking of Tennessee, you got to pick on the rookie quarterbacks when you're looking for a streaming defense. Arizona plays against them this week.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
They have been decent so far this season, so it's not a bad pick to go after Arizona and just pick on the trend.
Yes.
One defense I'll throw out there, and they're playing Tampa this week, so you're probably going to be a little worried about playing them. But here's the thing: the Seattle Seahawks defense. Here's what they've done this season: 7 points, 16 points, 17 points, 13 points. I have them in the league. I have played them every week. I just leave them in the lineup. They are a hot defense. They, but again, they play Tampa, but they got Jacksonville next week. So you might, and then they got Houston. So if you get them this week and you're brave enough to throw them out there against Baker, because Baker will throw a pick here and there. Then you could keep them for 3 weeks. I've been riding them in the few leagues that I have a defense that I can get them. That's the defense that I'm riding is the Seahawks. Seems like they're a pretty hot defense this season. So, and they're only owned according to in sleeper leagues, which this is a best ball. So I don't know what the ownership is in most leagues, but 25%. So if they're not out there, they're not out there. But if they're out there, I would grab them because they look like what Minnesota was last year. Just a defense you can leave in your lineup and feel good about.
Right.
All right. Well, there it is. If anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your league, that means we did our jobs, because when you finish average, you don't finish last. So hope you guys get all the luck you need on these 2 Monday night games, and you get the wins you need. Unless you play me, then you can fuck off.
Yes.
Outside of that, we'll talk to you again at the end of the week.
Later.
Deuces.
Holla.